Am I the asshole? For telling my mom it needs to be someone else's turn to share a room with my cousin? My 10-year-old cousin has been living with us since March. She was also in foster care for 6 months before living with us. We have a 4-bedroom house and there's me, my brother, my sister and my parents, so there wasn't an extra room for her. We're converting our old playroom to a bedroom, but until that happens she's sleeping in my room because we're closest in age. Sharing a room with my cousin is exhausting. She refuses to leave the room for anything after my mom tucks her in until my mom comes to get her, so if she's hungry, scared, needs to go to the bathroom, feeling sick, etc., she always wakes me up. Then I have to get my mom so my mom can take care of it. She also randomly hides under her bed and cries, so I always have to drop what I'm doing to get my mom to take care of that too. The other night she woke me up because she wanted my mom. She could have gotten her herself, but she always insists on waking me up and asking me to get her. I got my mom because she could have cried all night if I didn't. Then the next morning I said it should be someone else's turn to share with her until her room is ready, and that I'm sick of being woken up because she's scared to leave her room after bedtime. My dad said that her room should be ready soon and they're not moving her to another room. I said it's bullshit that they're making me babysit then eat all night, and my dad threatened to ground me if I didn't shut up. Am I the asshole? For saying somebody else needs to share a room with her? Not the asshole, but it sounds like your cousin has suffered severe trauma and needs a great deal of support. Is she in therapy? If not, she should be. It's unfair that your parents have put you in the position of being a support person for this child when you are not qualified to do so. They are ignoring the stress your cousin's situation is putting on you. Perhaps you can suggest they get a baby monitor or walkie-talkie for your cousin to contact your mom directly. She will need that when she's in her own room. Not the asshole. We're converting our old playroom to a bedroom, but until that happens she's sleeping in my room because we're closest in age. My dad said that her room should be ready soon and they're not moving her to another room. How the hell is this taking any time at all? How to convert a playroom to a bedroom? 1. Set up a bed. You're done. Nah. But this kid clearly has been traumatized and needs one of those audio baby monitors so she can wake up your mom without using you or anyone else as an intermediary. Why wasn't the solution for you to share with your sister for the time being, while cousin gets their own room? Not the asshole, but I'm side-eyeing your parents who clearly did not prepare well enough to take in this kid, or at the least didn't brief their own kids well enough on what to expect. 2 words. Baby monitor. She can call for your mom herself. Not the asshole. Anyone suggest you share with your sister and cousin gets the room yet? Not the asshole. It's not fair your parents are putting the burden solely on you. Your dad is especially the R when he basically told you shut up and deal with the consequences of my actions. If she doesn't get tucked in, will she think it's not bedtime and be able to leave the room anytime during the night? I'm just here to say that I have zero idea how she's going to manage when she finally moves into that room. She wakes you up because she's too scared to get your mom so she can leave the room with her. What's she going to do when it's just her in the room and she's too scared to leave the room? Is she just going to lay there and pee herself? Is she going to start banging on walls or screaming to make sure your mom hears her? Not the asshole. They are putting way too much on you. Are you able to sleep with earplugs in? Or go sleep in the couch? Or just pretend to sleep through her crying for a few nights? Nah, I do see how this is exhausting. What even happened to her? She sounds quite traumatized and is being clingy because of it. Not much you can do about that TBH besides what you did and waiting it out. Just wanted to say I'm so sorry your parents need to prioritize you too. Not the asshole, but could you share the room with your older sister instead? She'll have a room for herself and you could sleep until the end of the construction. Nah, but I agree with the voice-activated monitor. If she won't use it, you can. She'll still wake you up, but at least you won't get even more awake by getting physically out of your bed. I completely get your frustration, but try not to resent your parents too much. It sounds like they chose the most workable solution they had short of tossing her back in the non-family foster care pool. Can your mother sleep on a cot or air mattress in the hall outside of your room a few times a week to lessen being woken up? The finished playroom isn't going to fix this, she'll just sit in her waste in the playroom. This isn't a workable situation, and it isn't your responsibility. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. How about you suggest setting up some way for her to call your mom directly without waking you up? Maybe a walkie-talkie or leaving new home's telephone next to her bed so she can call your mom's cell phone? I totally understand how this is interfering with your sleep, but she needs your mom's support, so it's better to find a way she can get that without it being so much load on you. Not the asshole. Sounds like she needs to be sharing a room with your mom. Once they get the room done, who thinks she won't stay there? She was too reliant on someone else being in the room with her. Not the asshole, but your parents are. They shouldn't be putting this kind of responsibility on you. Your cousin obviously has some kind of trauma. That's not something a 14-year-old should be handling. Not the asshole. Walkie-talkie for her, earplugs for you. Not the asshole, but however, have you considered a compromise? Maybe you could move in with another sibling, while your cousin has a room to herself. It sounds like she has a lot of trauma, and she ought to be waking your parents up in the night if she has a problem, not you. Moving her to another sibling's bedroom just hands over the responsibility to them, when really it shouldn't belong to any of the three of you. Not the asshole. But I think the only solution is that you move in with your big sister temporarily and your parents get a baby monitor for little cousin. Sleep on the couch until they do. Surely they can't argue with you needing a full night's rest. Not the asshole. Ask your sister if you can bunk with her until the room is ready, or straight up sleep in the living room until then. Not the asshole. What will happen when cousin gets her own room? Will she still get OP to wake the mom up? It's better if she starts coping now. You're not the asshole for expressing yourself, and how the situation is impacting you too. Your cousin is having a trauma reaction to something from what happened to her overnight, either in her home or foster care. Work with her, don't you alone go get your mum for help. Grab a torch, turn it on, and give it to her, tell her to hold your hand, and together you'll go get your mum. Keep repeating it, one day it will stop because she's more comfortable, or because she has her own room. If it's hard for you, it's hard for her. It's not going to get better unless you work together. Not the asshole. Can you go and sleep with your brother until her bedroom is ready? At 14-year-old, a good sleep night is necessary for your body. Do you have a phone that she can use to call your mom at night instead of waking you up? Not the asshole. Your cousin has been through a lot, but that doesn't mean that the world revolves around her. Sit down with your parents and tell them how this is making you feel. Don't fuss or yell, just tell them honestly how this is making you feel. Once they know, it might help them understand better. Then they need to talk with your cousin and make her understand that it isn't right to keep waking you up. That she needs to be considerate of your needs too, not just her own. She might be young, but she's old enough to understand that much. Not the asshole, but you parents are. Nah. Depending on the agreement of your parents taking her in, it's possible that legally she cannot share a room with your older siblings because of the age gaps, or in the case of your brother, their gender. And you don't know if there was any sort of situation which instilled this sort of fear of leaving the room in the middle of the night by her previous living arrangements. She might have been beaten for doing so and needs someone to show her it's okay. It's possible she has a lot of trauma. Granted, it's not on you. Take care of that trauma, but your situation is temporary. It will get better. You are essentially being forced to babysit even at night. Not the asshole at all.